Gloves, we have some extra gloves here. Yeah. If you're missing gloves, there's gloves here. Welcome.
We got it. And you like, yeah, I love it. Yeah, post it, whatever.
Gloves. There's gloves in the pocket of your aprons. Welcome, everybody. We're going to get started. Thank you for coming, everybody. My name is Debbie Hirsch. I came all the way from Jerusalem, Israel. Wow. Just to tell you to please turn your ringers off. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you to Jay Inspire, who orchestrated this event. Woo! And a shout out to the Jay Inspire Israel trip ladies and their city leaders who have come for Shabbos. Thank you for bringing your friends. And of course, our profound gratitude to the ones who really made the Shabbos in the Hilton happen with their generosity and with their passion to spread the message of the unity of the Jewish people, Isaac and Eddie Gross. Edie Gross. Thank you. That is much better. Welcome to our 5th annual Challah Bake. Can I please hear everybody say Challah? Now say bread. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't have the same ring, right? Okay. This year, we are fortunate to be able to spend Shabbos together, kicked off by this Challah event, at which we'll focus on how Challah connects the generations. We're going to learn about the significance of the ingredients of challah and how to braid them. Use the markers on the table, please, to put your name on the bottom of the oval aluminum pans. You see them? You'll be putting your challahs into those pans. Please mark 2 per person. Mark them clearly. It was difficult to find people's challahs last year as they were not clearly marked. So please write your last name so we can read it, especially the first letter. They will be set out in alphabetical order, baked and smelling heavenly for you to take to your table tonight. This challah bake should be in the merit of Ruchama Chaya Fruma Bat Peril Miriam Malka for a full recovery. To begin with, we have a video about the Shabbos Project from around the world. Please turn to our video screens.
As far back as we go, the Jewish people have been targeted and discriminated against. But we have also banded together. We have fought, we have defended, and we have stood proud for who we are. And when the world told us to stand still, to be silent, to stop, we jumped together. And by jumping together, we moved the world because we have the power to do just that. We have the power to make change, spread light, and make the world a better place. When they came for us in Pittsburgh, we jumped together. When they attacked our schools, we jumped together. And when they came for our boys to bring us to our knees instead, we jumped together. Because we are not a race, we are not a culture, and we are not an ethnicity. No, we are so much more than that. We are our values, our ideals, our morals, our ethics, our mitzvot. Our motto was unity,
and
it still
is. It grew of the people. It grew
from
everybody
everyone coming together and caring together. And we truly believe that things that could be done to make that unity felt on a day-to-day basis, not only in tragic circumstances. The Shabbat Project can do that. Shabbat stands at the center of our mission. It champions everything we hold so dear: family, faith, community. The Shabbat Project invites every Jew, regardless of their religious affiliation, background, culture, language, or location, to experience one complete, immersive Shabbat together, 25 hours of light and life. And it is through this that we become one people, one heart, one mission, one nation. The Shabbat Project is how we say to the world, say to our enemies, nothing will stop us.
Those that try to divide us because of the way that we pray
Or where our families are from around the world will lose. So let's take the power back. Let's come together in unity because we choose to. Am Yisrael Chai. Nothing is going to take us down. Let's keep it together. It's a time to recommit to the grand idea of what it means to be a Jew.
When the people, your family, your sisters are in need, you don't run away.
You don't run away.
You run to them.
You run to them. So let's run to a future dedicated to making this world a better place and seeing Am Yisrael and everyone united as one
is just
power. Power.
We are so lucky to have the incredible Jamie Geller with us today to explain the importance of the women's mitzvah of challah baking and to show us how to braid our challahs as well. Yay. Jamie Geller is the founder of Kosher Network International and author of 6 best-selling cookbooks. Jamie's website, jamiegeller.com, features over 10,000 recipes. Jamie and her husband live in Israel with their 6 children. Jamie loves nothing more than sharing Jewish comfort food with friends, family, and worldwide community of food enthusiasts. Her latest venture, Jamie Geller by J Chef, is the first nationwide kosher meal kit delivery service. Jamie, please join me on stage. Woo!
Hi, everybody. I followed Debbie all the way from Israel to be here with you. It is so hard to leave a family, I'm sure you know, but to come to this, to the greater Jewish family, and spend Shabbat together and bake challah is such a gift and a privilege, and I do not take this lightly. So thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for being here. Edie, great to see you again. Thank you. Zahava, my friend Chani, for making this happen, and all the amazing people who made this happen. We're just going to quickly, for a moment, talk about the concept of the ingredients, because this year, your challahs, your dough is already made for you. So I just want you to understand the significance of what we are doing. Challah is not bread. It's challah. It's something entirely different. It's a spiritual experience, and what it does is it connects us to our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers, our great-great-grandmothers, all the way back to our matriarchs at the beginning of time. For thousands of years, Jewish women have been making challah and keeping Shabbat. We are part of a chain, ladies, that has continued for generations and ensured our survival. We have to make sure that there is no break in this chain. We hope that today will inspire you to take on the responsibility of Shabbos and challah and bring that into your life. Something else that we got from our matriarchs is the attitude of gratitude. I love that saying. You're going to see that that's a theme, and that's what also connects our generations, to be thankful for everything we have and all that we perceive to be good, and some of the things that we also somehow are not within our ability to understand that they are good, but they are all from the one above. Challah, you'll see more about it in your, in the cards. Your recipe cards here, we'll talk about what the concept of challah is, and that when we make the challah dough, we take a portion of the challah, we say a blessing, and we hold it up to show and to demonstrate that everything is from the one above. All the good and all that is, we can't yet understand that is good, but it is all for our good and is all from the one above. So quickly, I'm just going to show you how to make the actual dough itself. Now, ladies, you should also know that you have gloves in your apron as well, so when it comes to time, you can absolutely wear them and put them on so you don't have to dirty your beautiful fingers. The first step that we do when we're making challah is that we proof the yeast. Now, very important to know, this is always a tip that I give to everyone before you make a recipe. Just double check that you have all the ingredients, right? Because when my hands are in the raw chicken or in the dough, that's when I suddenly realize, oh my gosh, I need the mustard, So a quick way to check that we have everything that we need for challah is there are 7 ingredients in challah. Now, 7 corresponds to the 6th day of creation, the 7th day we rest on Shabbat. And there's significance to challah, as I said, and simply the number of ingredients shows that we're really performing. This is a recipe on a higher spiritual level. So the first thing that we do is that we put the yeast into a bowl. So we proof the yeast with a little bit of sugar and the yeast here. So yeast has, the function of it is to help your challah to rise and to puff up and to, we hope, everything, ladies, when you're making challah, one of the wonderful things that we can do is we can have what's called kavanas, which means intentions. Each ingredient, each recipe, each ingredient has meaning and brings to our challah the most beautiful blessings to our home. So the yeast, as I said, it serves to rise or to puff up the challah, and we hope that we should rise to all of the occasions that life throws at us, the good and, again, what I don't even want to say the bad, but what's hard for us to perceive that is good. So think about that. Have your very personal intention when you add the yeast that we should be able to rise to the occasions that our families and our communities need from us. So it's always good, just from a technical chemistry perspective, to allow the yeast to rise with a little bit of sugar and some warm water. Now, when we're at home and we have a little bit of time, what I like to do is to make sure that I just cover this, set it aside in a cozy corner of my kitchen, and after about 5 minutes, when you see it bubbling at the top, that means your yeast is active and you are good to go. Because there is nothing worse than investing in making challah and that yeast is not active, right? Anyone that ever happened, guys? I made challah once for Rosh Hashanah, it came out like matzah. Happens to us all, okay? So this is a nice little step to make sure that we get that little bit of bubble going on and that the yeast is active. Now, because we're rushing along here, we're racing against Shabbat with everyone, imagine that happened through the magic of television, and we're going to add the rest of our ingredients. Now, the next ingredient is flour, right? That's the biggest, largest amount of ingredient that we have here. Flour represents energy. We should always have the intention that we have the energy that is needed for our life, for our family, for every situation that is thrown our way, and to help not just our immediate family, but the greater Jewish family. And also, flour represents parnasa, income, sustainability. We should all be blessed with everything we need. Okay? Can I get an amen? Thank you. Okay. Now, we are going back to our sugar. I ignored it the first time because that was just a little technical sugar to make sure that we proof the yeast. But sugar, I happen to like my challah sweet. Sugar represents sweetness, that we should be able to treat our friends, our neighbors, our children, our spouses with just the right amount of sweetness and maybe even a little bit of a generous amount of sweetness. So I happen to like challah sweet. It's okay. It's like cake. It's challah. You can't gain weight on Shabbos. So go ahead and make that challah sweet. We should have that sweetness in our life. Now, the next ingredient that we...
His speeches was always repeated. He wanted to conquer the world and kill all the Jews. We were trembling just to hear his name, and we were just hoping that's never going to happen. 1939, the World War II broke out. First, he attacked Poland, and he started killing mercilessly the Jews there. That time, Hungary was the safest place yet in whole Europe, and whoever could, they escaped to Hungary. 1944, March, the Germans invaded Hungary. Usually, when a country is invaded from a different country, but they take it over, usually the people hate it. Who wants to have a different country invading them? The only consolation to the Hungarian Gentiles was that they're going to help to kill the Jews, because anti-Semitism was rampant there. The first few days when the Germans were there was sort of calm. They were appointed leaders, certain leaders, to tell the Jews that we are going to be fine as long as we're going to obey them. Then we had to wear the yellow stars, which felt like you are covered like dirt. We were dirty Jews all the time, but then they could see us even from far that we are Jewish. Then they take away, everybody had to give in all their money, give up their business, jewelry, even cars and bicycles. We were helpless. There was nowhere to go anymore because everything was closed, and everybody was scrutinized, and their papers had to be shown whenever they meet somebody. One day, it was June. It was a beautiful June morning. My father was still in shul in the morning, and 2 Nazis with arms came up to our house and told my mother was standing there with 8 children, 8 of us. My sister was a year and a half older than myself. She was 14. And my baby brother was 8 months old. Told my mother that if we give you 10 minutes to get ready and you're going to go downstairs. Downstairs, a giant prison truck was standing. I still see my mother picking up things that she should take along, but she should pack in 10 minutes and putting it down, and couldn't decide which is more important. That 10 minutes passed by, and we just went down without anything. We lived on a corner. Across the street from us was an apartment building. All the people from the 4 corners came together to see the attractions that the Jews are being taken away. When we got downstairs, that's what my father turned the corner and was coming home from shul. He saw the crowd, came closer, and he saw that his wife and 8 children being taken away at gunpoint. My father was always an overprotective person. We weren't allowed to go to the roller coaster because it was dangerous. We weren't allowed to swim in the deep water because dangerous. And for a split second, but God gave him that time, that thought. He thought, if I'm going to go with my family, I won't be able to help them. And he turned around and sneaked away. That shows us when God wants to save somebody, gives them some certain thoughts that you would never imagine what you can do. They took us away, and they took us to a prison, to Budapest. We lived in the suburb of Budapest. My mother was locked up, and we were just in the corridor of the prison, 8 children screaming and crying. The prison guard came out and looked at us. He said, "What are these? We're not going to be the babysitters of these Jewish brats." And they threw us out on the street. Somebody somehow called up an orphanage. They picked us up. They took us to the orphanage. In the meantime, my father's, one of his decent Gentile business associate, got him connected with some higher authorities. He find out where we are, where my mother is, and started working behind the scenes, what to do with us. With the help of a righteous Gentile who also belonged to a partisan group, gave him addresses where he should place us, and for my little brothers and sisters to give out to Gentile people, to farmers. I asked just recently somebody, how could people, parents, give away little children, you don't even know them. We don't even trust a babysitter whom we don't know. So he gave me a good answer. He said, just imagine somebody in a sinking ship, and there is no place on the safe boats, only one place. Wouldn't you please place your child there? Even though you don't know what's going to happen, you know that you're not going to survive. So that's how it was. That's how it was. After we were put on, as I said, the little children were given to the peasants. and we were placed to other families, because Budapest was the only city with the whole Hungary which was planned to be taken to the camps later on. Luckily, when they wanted to take them to the camps, the war was so intense and the bombing was constant they couldn't take it anymore. But as they didn't take them to camps, the Budapest Jews, thousands and thousands were killed by the Nazis and in the ghetto. We didn't know at that time, but in the meantime, all this happens. The whole Hungary was emptied out, was taken to the camps, including our city, our town. So because they took us away here, that's what saved us. We went through a lot in the meantime. My father tried as hard he wanted to bribe to free my mother from prison, unsuccessfully. He got himself Gentile papers, and he was dressed up like a Gentile. That's what he was able to move around. Later on was nothing safe anymore. He rented a basement. We all moved in beside the big one with some friends, which was discovered also. We are putting a gun in jail. Somehow by miracle got out. And the fall, about October, in October, the Hungarian president was thrown down. And that day, 2 days, they didn't know what's going to happen, who is going to be the leader. That time, my mother was able to escape from with somebody's help from prison. After that, we got papers from Wallenberg. You heard of Roel Wallenberg, the Swedish Jew? We got Wallenberg, and we got to his safe houses. We were there for a while. And after the Nazis did not accept us, they dragged us, put us to the ghetto, which was a crowded, filthy place, no food. Luckily, a few weeks later, we were freed. In the meantime, 3 days before we were freed by the Russian troops, my mother gave birth to her baby in a basement, which was called a hospital. Hospital was called because there were some dirty mattresses on the floor, not wooden planks, and was 2 doctors who didn't even have an aspirin for them. My mother, she knew, of course, that she's going to have a baby, and she carried always around some baby clothing, which was on the last round, was lost. So she ripped out lining of her coat and wrapped up the baby. But thank God that baby right now is an old great-grandfather. And he tells me, and I'm honored to be here, and I wish all of you that you should be able to, when you make the bracha and your Challah, all your wishes should come true, and I hope it's going to be successful also.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
As Mrs. Itzkwitz lights her candle, you will each light yours. Please take a tea light from the tray on your table. You have matches on your table as well. Please stand up and tuck your chairs inside. And we'll now take 1 minute to pray. Can you light your candle? You can light your candle. Take the time to ask God to bestow blessing upon you and your family. Connect. Feel the power of the unity in this room as we pray together. Our 60 seconds begins. there is a card on your table that has the bracha, the blessing printed on it. I would like to invite our volunteer from the audience. Can you please come up? She will say the bracha in Hebrew and in English, and we will all answer Amen. Please stay standing, keep your chairs tucked in. We've got some exciting things coming. Hi, what is your name?
My name is Sharon. Nice to meet you. Shabbat Shalom to everybody.
Okay, Sharon, come before you do. First, lift this up and say, this is my challah.
This is my challah.
Amazing. Now, say here, this is in English.
Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has made us holy through the commandments and has commanded us to separate challah from the dough. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu, lehafrish challah min ha'esa.
Amen.
Now take a piece of bread, a dough, you lift it and say, Hare zu challah.
Hare zo challah.
Amazing. Amen. Okay, who's ready for some dancing?
It won't take long. We're gonna do the twist and it goes like this. Come on, let's twist again, like we did last summer. Yeah.
Let's see it twist just like your aprons.
Like we did last year.
Here we go.
Yeah, let's twist again. Christmas time is here. Round and up and down we go.
I want you to join me. If you don't have room, you can come up here.
You love me so.
Here we go, let's twist.
Twist again, like we did last summer. Come on, let's twist again, like we did last year. Twist.
Come on, everybody. Here we go, 2 steps.
Up there. Is it a bird?
That's it.
Is it the
Come
twist?
forward a little.
Twist again, like we did last summer.
Twist, let's go.
Let's twist again, like we did last year. Do you remember when things were really humming?
Good. Come up here.
Let's twist again.
There you go.
Christmas time is here. You're running
There.
down we go again.
Can we have this table move? We can move the table.
Love me so.
Here, we're gonna twist. Ready?
Come on, twist again,
Good.
did last summer.
Thank you. Here we go.
Let's twist again, like we did last year. Come on, let's twist again. Christmas time is here.
Yeah. Everybody. Good job. Come forward. Let's have some of the kids come forward. Come. That was great. Come forward. We're going to move around a little bit. Come forward. There's room Should we do more? More. We're just getting started. Doesn't matter what you do, just smile and let it out. Here we go. Let's just have some fun. Make up your own steps. It doesn't matter. Here we go.
רבות אברהם הזה בדרך, אני הולך עם ראש למעלה, כל אחד הוא בנו בת של מלך. ככה היה, וככה זה גם עלה, יהודים נשמה בוערת.
That's it. I like that. Oh, I like that. I like when you add your own. Here we go. 1, 2, again. Here we go, watch. Here we go. Good, let's do it again. We'll just take a walk. Here we go.
A little bit of history I've been through.
Whatever you want.
Ask me where I'm from.
That's
and
it.
I will tell you I'm a Jew and every Jew's a proud Jew.
That's it.
Not just me, my sisters and my brothers. Never be ashamed to be a proud Jew. It's not what you've done, it's how we made you. So sing the song and spread the pride around you.
Here we go, ready? Here we go, let's sing it strong. Ivri Anochi. Hey, woo! Again. Oh, we are so strong. Nice, good. I like that. Good. Keep smiling. Here we go. Watch. 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2. 1. Here we go.
I'm a Jew and I'm proud and I'll sing it out loud 'cause forever and ever that's what I'll be. I'm a Jew and I'm proud and without
Just
a doubt
have fun.
Hashem is always watching over me.
Here we go, everybody. Everyone ready? That's it. Wow. You are good. Again. Yes. Nice. Everybody. Good. Yeah, let's do one more. We'll do one more, but I need everybody. There's no right or wrong. I need everybody up. Everybody.
You were listening so good.
This is our last one. Everybody together. I love it. Here we go. Again, again. Again, again. Here we go. Oh, wow. You are good. Come over here. You are good. Yes. Oh, I love you. Here we go. Oh, say.
תן חיוך תן אדם, יש ניסים כל הזמן, לא לבכות הכל לטובה, אסור לך להתייאש, רק תמשיך לבקש, תשמור את התקווה.
Here we go!
תן חיוך תן אדם, יש ניסים כל הזמן, לא לבכות הכל לטובה,
I love it!
אסור לך להתייאש, רק תמשיך לבקש, תשמור את התקווה.
Here we go!
אני מאמין בניסים,
Sing! Yes, we believe in miracles! We for sure do! Again!
הוא בורא עולם,
Oh, you are good!
של כולם,
Hey, you're making me look bad! Here we go, you remember?
אני מאמין בניסים, אני יודע שיש אלוהים, והוא בורא עולם, הכוח של כולם, ישלח לי את הנס, ישלח לי את הנס שלי.
Go find a partner and swing him around! Swing him around!
שלח לי את הנס שלי.
Come on, Jamie! Let's swing! Let's show them how it's done! Come on, look at that! Swing him around! Oh, yes! Love you guys! Amazing! Everybody! I love it! Woo! Amazing. Everybody sit down. Did you guys feel that? Did you feel that fire? Speaking of fire, take the candles and please put them back on the tray so we don't cause more fire. There is nothing like a room of people with music and good food. In this case, it's yummy challah. Okay, it's time to braid. Jamie, you're on. Yeah!
Okay, there will be CDs just outside so you can take them and play them when you make challah at home, okay? I'm just joking, no. That was a good one. Okay, guys. So everyone, what we'd like to do is have you braid the classic 6 braid challah. Okay? We're going to teach the classic 6 braid challah. So what I'd like you to
Thank
do
God.
is to separate your dough into 6 pieces, ladies.
It's so nice to meet you, Indy. You're so beautiful. Look at you. I love it. I love it.
Separate your dough into 6 pieces. Okay. 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 Can you give me one piece just to roll? Just give me one piece to roll. Fine. Okay, I'll just do this. Okay. Okay, ladies. Okay, so separate your dough into 6 equal pieces. And what you want to do is we're looking to create a rope, okay? So you start from the inside out and with the palms of your hands, right here,
I'm so happy with you, Sharon.
into 6 braids. You can start by rolling it into a ball. You can then squeeze it into a rope. Then you can take it down, and we're looking for 6 nice ropes, my ladies. My beautiful, amazing, excited ladies here. That was tremendous, Debbie. That was so much energy. It was so, so beautiful. It was incredible to dance with all of you. Now we're like officially family. Now we dance together. We're going to hang out together this whole Shabbos. So we are looking for 6 braids. You can see I have 6 ropes laid out in front of me. I don't want to move on to the next step until I know that you're with me. Does anyone yet have 6 ropes? No. Okay, so let's keep going here. This is what we're going for. Using the palm of your hand, working the dough into a rope. You can work it like this into a rope, or using the palm of your hands, you can just roll it out. And the idea is to connect them at the top here. Yeah, I know you're still working on it. You're still working on it. Maybe we'll have the 6 braids in time for tomorrow afternoon. Let's see. How long are we? And maybe you guys could also work together if you'd like. Well, we're looking for 6 ropes that we're connecting here at the top. How's it going, ladies? If you need help, turn to the women next to you. You can. Again, like I said, squeeze the dough to form it, just to start forming it into a rope. Okay, very, very good like that. And then you can take it down to the table. Oh, great. Amazing. Okay, those challah mats you want to take home with you, because one time is often not enough. I will demonstrate how to do it, but then you also have the instructions down in your challah mats. So you'll take those home with you along with the challah card that shows all the ingredients that we spoke about. So keep rocking and rolling. I know the music stopped, but we're going to keep rocking and rolling with our dough, taking it down to form 6 braids that we connect together at the top. Let me know who's with me. Anybody have 6 ropes yet? 6 strands. Anyone? Okay, we got 1, and we only have 295 more to go. We got time. Should I just start? Okay, guys, we need to work it because it's early Shabbos. That means we got to get this challah in the oven ASAP, okay? So follow along here. Ladies, we have 6 strands, okay? You can look at me here in the monitors. Use the palm of your hand to just connect them here at the top, okay? We're going to cross the far left over to the far right, and the far right over to the far left. Crisscross here at the top. Now separate the bottom 2 strands, just like so. So you have 1 at the top, and 2 to the right and 2 to the left. Now we're going to take the far right, pull it down to the middle, and replace it with the one to the far left, all the way up to the top. Now we take the one from the upper left, pull that down to the middle, and replace it with the far right all the way up to the top. And we repeat that motion, far right down to the middle, and replace it all the way up at the top. Far left down to the middle, and replace it all the way up at the top. And we continue with this motion. You gotta move fast because we gotta bake the challahs. It's like Passover with the matzah. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
You're almost done?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So now we pinch it together on both sides to connect it. Roll and pinch. Make sure that you spray. So Hava, if you need my spray, let me know. Spray your pans really, really nicely. Place the challah inside the pan. Share, guys. Sharing is caring. We're one big family now. Share your brushes. Brush it with the egg wash. This gives it that gorgeous golden color that we all know and love. And then you're going to dress. This is when we accessorize. Dress with sesame seeds or poppy seeds, whatever your heart fancies. And the waiters are coming. Raise your hand. Our waiters and waitresses are coming to rush this challah into the oven.
Amazing. Thanks, Jamie. Please place your challahs on the trays. Be sure your names are written clearly on the bottom of the pans, and we will get them into the ovens. This evening, as you enter the dining room, please look for your challah on the table outside the door and take it with you to your table to enjoy. They will be in alphabetical order. The first letter of your last name has to be visible, okay? The first letter of your last name must be visible. Please write it clearly. On our video screens now, a song to remind us how grateful we should be for everything, and how we said before, everything in our lives comes from God. Let our appreciation color the whole Shabbos and hopefully the weeks and months ahead. As you're finishing up,
מודה אני כל בוקר שחזרת את נשמתי, מודה אני על בגד שהנחת לגופי, שלא יהיה לי קר, אתה שומר עליי. מודה אני כל בוקר על האור, על עצם היותי, מודה אני על לחם שהנחת לשולחני, שלא אהיה רעב, שלא אדע כאב. על אינספור חיוכיי מודה אני, על כל כישרונותיי ועל כל שיריי, את כולם מקדיש לך. דע לך שמודה אני לך. על אבי ועל אמי, מודה אני על גשם שנתת בשדותיי, לדאוג לאוהביי נתת לי חיה. על יום המנוחה מודה אני, על שפע וברכה, על המשפחה, כל כולי רק בזכותך. דע לך שמודה אני לך. אין אחר בליבי, רק לך מודה אני.
Thank you.
All the way up.
Sharon,
Yep.
this is something
Down.
special for
Bring it
you.
down.
This is candlesticks and
Down.
and
In the
candles for
middle.
Shabbos
And then replace
that you could use.
Yep. And then bristle
I would
down.
like to,
then
before we
replace it.
leave, first of all, I hope
And
to
then that
see you
one
all
down.
tonight at 10
Yeah,
o'clock.
you're
I'm
in the
giving a
middle. Yeah,
laughter
you're always
games
in the middle.
workshop.
Replace
I
it.
hope you will all be there. And a Zumba class after
This one
Shabbos
down.
tomorrow night. We'll
Then
do some
squeeze
more
it all
dancing.
together.
We'll see you
Yeah,
at
yeah.
candlelighting. Is going to be
Squeeze and
right
tuck.
out here at the solarium, right outside of these doors. You'll have another opportunity to share your thoughts and prayers with your Creator as you say the blessing on the candles that usher in the amazing Shabbos we'll spend together. Raise your glasses. Here's to connecting with our past, our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers, the future, our wonderful children. Here's to our families. Here's to Shabbos, the great connector. L'chaim. See you all later. Thank you.
נוסע ומביט על מה היה ומה נהיה, ואיך נפשי עוד הומייה מהמצדה של הזריחות, ירושלים בסליחות, מחוף כנרת ואכסי,
מהמסיבות של תל אביב, אבי חלם והתפלל
לחיות בארץ ישראל. היום ילדי אותי שואל מה הסיפור של ישראל.
כאן זה בית, כאן זה לב,
ואותך אני לא עוזב.
אבותינו שורשים,
ואנחנו הפרחים המנגינות, שבט אחים ואחיות. אותה שכונה, אותו רחוב, תרי סרבנים של יעקב,
אוספים ביחד נדודים בתוך תרמיל